FC Barcelona.
Oh, big time! The Hansi flick in a Hansi flick celebration.
Football, trophies, gameplay, moments, glory. Messi, 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 Messi. Notice the pattern? This iconic club, so used to controlling games, suddenly appears to be falling into another structural deformation. Are they becoming too dependent on one player again? Lamine Yamal is only 17, but as he's exploded onto the scene, he's already become a game changer for Barcelona. And without him, it seems like something vital is missing. Why has Barcelona, one of the greatest clubs, started to look so vulnerable whenever this young talent isn't on the field? And are they walking into another messy situation? Barcelona's style has always thrived on creativity and quick thinking. They are known for tactical precision, that tiki-taka. But they've always had that added layer of the unpredictable, the unexpected play that makes the opponents nervous, that key to many defensive locks. Messi. You need a player like this. Defenders hate playing against someone who can create something out of thin air. Someone whose playstyle is not readable the same way. But putting all your eggs in one basket often leads to too much pressure, and the structure will eventually break. To see where the crack in the structure started, we have to go back into memory lane. Back to the Pep era. Back in the Pep days for Barcelona, Messi was in that famous false nine position. He used to overload the midfield and give them that man advantage. But he wasn't walking into any players. It was Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi in there. Not to take away from Messi, but I could jump in there and play with them. My point is, even if Messi was the best at the moment, the greatest of all time, the whole structure would not collapse if Messi was absent. But as time went on, the Messi pillar became stronger, but Xavi and Iniesta were gone, leaving Messi and Busquets alone. And this is where the downward spiral started. Sure, Messi is Messi, and he could definitely handle the pressure with the help of Busquets. Well, a bit of help at least. But then Neymar came in and was one of those pillars. But I believe he even created a false sense of security when Messi was gone. Messi was still making it happen because of his greatness, but soon enough, Barcelona had walked themselves into a trap and they didn't even know. The more a team relies on a player who's consistently in form, the harder it hits when he's gone. Speed up to today, we know what happened when Messi left Barca, and I'm afraid they're doing the same thing with Lamine Yamal. He has quickly become the guy for Barca, the one they turn to when they need a spark. So when he's missing, that expectation falls flat. No one else on the team is ready to replicate what he does. Ansu is not living up to his potential. Victor is good, but not Yamal, and Rafinha, he's not really that guy. This is a dangerous situation because it means they're too dependent on Yamal's specific skills, and that reliance makes them weaker when he's unavailable. Yamal brings a crucial quality to Barcelona's attack: speed. After the pepification of football, most big teams are overloading the center, whether it is with a defender that trickles in and makes it a back three, a winger, or the number 9. That is the modern football today, and Barca are one of those teams. In Barca, they take turns who this is though. Sometimes it's Koundé that moves up and allows Yamal to move into the center. Sometimes it's Lewandowski, and sometimes it's Rafinha. But every time it's not Yamal, to make the field bigger for yourself and give yourself more time, you always need that one player who keeps pushing the defense back with the in-behind runs. Yamal does not only do this with the ball at his feet, but also knows how to exploit spaces and run behind defenders. That kind of movement opens up Barcelona's options and puts constant pressure on the opposing teams. Without someone making those daring runs, applying pressure, Barcelona's attack becomes static, predictable. Teams are comfortable sitting and watching Barca play their predictable handball possession without any piercing threat because they know they're not at risk of being stretched. And this leads into our next point, the defensive mindset of most opponents. Teams are setting up deep, compact defensive structures to counter Barca's style. And when you face these walls of defense higher up on the field, the only way through is individual brilliance. When Lamine is on the pitch, he can pull something out of the hat to unlock these defenses. Without him, Barcelona struggles to find those magic moments in the final third, making it feel like they're just hitting a wall. Because most teams play so low and compact, there's another tactical strat Hansi Flick uses to take advantage of these types of teams. Any team in that regard. I think you have noticed they play super high with their defensive four, and there are a lot of reasons you do this. But there's a main reason why Hansi Flick does this specifically. When you're playing against a compact defense in today's football, most players have enough stamina to last the whole game. So you have to take advantage when they are vulnerable. And that is when the teams are transitioning from attacking to defending. There is something called organized defense and unorganized defense. Organized defense is when the opposition are organized with what role each player has in the system. And this is what you'll see most commonly throughout the whole game and is most of the time impenetrable. But there is a much more penetrable defense, which is the unorganized defense. This occurs when teams lose the ball and have to transition from attacking to defending. In a couple of seconds, the team is unorganized and there is more chaos and therefore more space. So where am I going with this? And why do you need to know this? Well, when they are unorganized, this is exactly the couple of seconds where the artists of the game thrive. Playing with a high back line allows them to win the ball and play it quickly to the attacking players on the field. And this is when you want Lamine Yamal on the ball. There are not a lot of players in Barcelona, if any, that attack that unorganized defense in these split seconds the way Lamine Yamal does. That's great for Barca when he's on the field, but when he's not, you don't take advantage of the vulnerable defense the same way that Hansi Flick wants them to do. Back in the days, Barcelona's legacy was built on having numerous stars who could share the responsibility. Right now, it's alarming that they've put so much pressure on a teenager. When Messi was their talisman, they had Xavi, Iniesta, Pedro, David Villa, Neymar, even Suarez to balance the load. Now, relying on one young star makes them very vulnerable and could repeat the dependency issues they had with Messi. One player shouldn't be the lifeline of a team like Barcelona, especially not a 17-year-old who's still developing. Just look at what happened when they tried to create the new Messi through Ansu Fati. But there's a silver lining. Lamine Yamal will be back. He's young and he's only going to get better. They're not alone in the struggle, and with careful management, Yamal can be the piece of the puzzle, not the entire puzzle, just like Messi was towards the end. So yes, Barcelona looks weak without Lamine Yamal, but that doesn't mean they're destined to struggle. Although it is a great story, they need to stop trying to recreate the next Messi and start focusing on the future. Because when Yamal returns, and he will, Barcelona should be ready to play a complete game, one that doesn't depend on a single prodigy. And that, my friends, could be the start of Barcelona's next golden era. I would love to hear what you think down below. But next, make sure to check out this banger of a video. See you guys in the next one.